And welcome, I'm Solo, and this is the End Gaming. In this video, I'll be going over how to connect your PS5 controller to your PC. Before I waste any more time, let's jump into it. First, before we get started, if you don't have any Wi-Fi capability in your PC, if you don't have a Bluetooth card, you're not going to be able to use this controller wirelessly. You are going to need to have some kind of Wi-Fi access inside your PC to be able to connect it wirelessly. If you don't, you will have to use the cords. That being said, you are going to need to go through a lot of the same steps. So let's get started by plugging the controller in. The first thing we want to do is we actually want to plug the controller in by the cord. Now, when it's plugged in, sometimes it'll give you a prompt saying that the controller needs an update. But if it doesn't, all we're going to need to do is jump over to the website for the PlayStation controller. This is just going to be the PlayStation's accessories, and we'll be able to download the PlayStation's accessory app. This is just going to be for your controller, and it's going to give you access. It's going to allow your controller to work with your computer for things like mouse functions, buttons, etc, etc. I definitely suggest making sure that you download and install this. So that's what we're going to do, is we're just going to give it a download and we're going to install it. Once it's downloaded, it's just like any other application. We're just going to open the downloads, double click it to start the install process. Click yes and next. After the install starts, we can just close down the website. We don't need anything else from there, and close down the downloads and just follow the install process. It's usually just yes, accept, next, 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 continue. Once it's downloaded, we did click launch the program. It's going to say the app has been updated. We're going to click OK. We're just going to use the limited, not the full access, and confirm and continue. And it's going to show up that our controller is here. It's going to say that our controller won, the battery life, and if it's up to date. So this is something good to check as well. Before you get too far started, you want to make sure that your controller is up to date and on the latest firmware. So if you do run into any issues, that's the first thing that I would check. One way to check your controller right quick if you have Steam installed is just to click the PS button, and it should automatically load up your Steam like this here. If it doesn't, you might need to restart your controller, just turn it off, turn it on, reconnect it. Just make sure that it works before you move on from this here process. Make sure that it's connected correctly and that it shows up in the app correctly. You can click add another controller and try re-adding it as well. Sometimes you do need to reset it and try again. So if you have any errors at this here time, there is a reset on your controller as well. With a small paper clip or whatever, there's a reset in the back of your controller that you'll be able to hit with a paper clip or something if you do happen to have any problems. Same as powering it off, powering it on, restarting your computer, things like that. Just make sure that if you do run into any issues, to do a little bit of the troubleshooting. It might not be an issue, it might just be stuck and need a restart, and just re-add and remove, re-add. Once everything's set up here, we can move on to the next step. The next thing we're going to want to do if we do have the Wi-Fi card, Bluetooth, is we want to actually get it connected wirelessly. So for this, we're going to start by unplugging it. Now this is going to tell you you can connect it and how to, and it says using the Bluetooth and USB. So for this here, let's go make sure that our Bluetooth is turned on. So we're going to see that nothing's connected. So we have our Bluetooth turned on and we don't see our device here. For this here, we're going to click more Bluetooth settings. And in here, we're going to be able to add a device. We can just click add. Now this is definitely going to be a Bluetooth device. It's not going to be a wireless display or dock or anything else. You will need to pick the Bluetooth. Once you click it on the controller, you are going to need to press the PlayStation button and the create button. The create button is the one on the side with the D-pad. I think that's what it's called. It's on the left side. So all you're going to need to do is hold those two buttons down. So again, that's the PlayStation button and the create button. And just hold it until your controller starts blinking. Once it starts blinking, it should only take a couple minutes and you should see it come up in add a device. And there it is. It'll say the DualSense wireless controller, and just give it a click and it'll connect. Now you will see it show back up over here, just like it did when it was plugged in. And it's going to say the wireless controller. We can just click done and close this. Alright, and again, we'll just give this here a close, and to check it, we're just going to click the PlayStation button. Again, we'll just push the PlayStation button, and we'll see that Steam loaded up. We did have to reopen it to make sure that it comes up, but if that there works, that'll let you know that the controller was at least added wirelessly correctly, and that it's working, because if nothing else works, if the touchpad doesn't move the mouse, or anything like that, you'll know by pushing the middle button if it actually comes up. So if you press the PlayStation button and just hold it, it will load into big picture mode. Okay, I pressed it a couple times for it to come up, and it'll say welcome to big picture mode. This is just something I suggest going into if you're going to be using your controller with Steam. I find it super easy. We can just click through it. You can push your buttons. You can push the square if you want to learn more. Click the X6 button. Go into your games. Go through all your stuff. And each game should have its options for the controller. Beside it here, you'll see the options over here for your controller. And you can also disable it. This is for Arena Breakout, but this is just an example of one game that you'll be able to do that with. You should be able to go through and select whatever game it is and change the controller settings per game. That's just something I want to add in there. So if you do have any problems with the controller, you can actually go in here and change all of the settings for it. And you'll be able to change it to any of the other supported controllers there if you happen to have a different one and have any problems. And if you happen to need to get out of big picture mode, we just go down here to the power setting. And actually all we're going to need to do is just exit the big picture mode here, and then we're done. But actually, I just wanted to go over how to set up the PlayStation controller with the computer. It's actually fairly simple. It used to be quite a bit more work, but I definitely suggest installing the PlayStation accessories. This is just helpful if there's any updates or anything like that there. And after it's installed, everything seems to work pretty good. The touchpad, I think, worked as a mouse before it was installed, and I think there is a way to activate it so that you can use it as a mouse. But I ended up losing that functionality after I installed the software for it. That being said, that's really it for this one here. Like I said, I just wanted to go through a quick video on how to set up a PlayStation 5 controller with a PC for your first time. So that's it for this one here. If you think I forgot or left something out, definitely leave it in the comments below. And if you like or found the video helpful, hit the thumbs up and get subscribed for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye!